One of the jobs of American presidents, whether they realize it or not, is to make us laugh once in a while. You need look no farther than George W. Bush. But if you want to look farther, there is a gold mine of yucks out there. Bill Clinton with the blue dress and cigars. Al Gore with his robotic seriousness. Ronald Reagan sleeping through cabinet meetings. Dan Quayle trying to spell potato. President Bush's dad meeting a grocery store scanner for the first time was priceless, as was President Carter's tale of being attacked in a rowboat by a rabbit. What about Barack Obama? The writers for the late-night TV shows admit they're having a tough time coming up with jokes about the presidential frontrunner. Letterman and Leno lampoon John McCain on a regular basis, but not Barack Obama. Maureen Down wonders aloud in her column in the New York Times this morning, why not? When the New Yorker magazine cover came out a couple of days ago, people didn't laugh even though it was a cartoon. They got mad. Dowd suggests, with the rather dark mood of the country these days, that it wouldn't hurt Barack Obama to lighten up a little bit. Because if he does, then the rest of us would feel freer to have a giggle at his expense. And that'd be good for everybody. So here's the question. Is Barack Obama in danger of taking himself too seriously? Go to CNN.com/Cafferty file. You can post a comment on my blog. The question this hour is Barack Obama in danger of taking himself too seriously? We got a lot of mail on this. Carl in Philadelphia says, I don't think Barack Obama takes himself too seriously. He does take the role of being president seriously, which is refreshing after the last 8 years. At least he isn't known for having a vicious temper like his rival, John McCain, which in my view is far more indicative of taking oneself too seriously. Matthew writes, this question might actually be the mental recession that Phil Gramm was whining about. It's this kind of Dowd tabloidism, he's talking about Maureen Down, much of it without merit and most without any relevancy toward what it takes to run this country for the benefit of its people, that is the malignancy within the mainstream media. When will the Fourth Estate finally clear the weeds so they can see the true landscape? Amy writes, I'm not in a laughing mood. I feel the country's exhausted and worn down, ready to give the new guy a chance. After Bush, you can keep the funny crap. This job is no laughing matter. He can tickle my ribs when he gets in the White House, provides a path to affordable insurance for everyone, and gets our children out of Iraq. I don't need jokes. I see a need for change. Dan writes, I don't believe this has anything to do with Obama taking himself seriously. My guess would be that because he's African-American, everybody's afraid to crack a joke about him. Marie in Canada says clowns have their place in the world, but the White House shouldn't be one of them. The plain truth of the matter is, if the news media played up McCain's blunders and senior moments to the degree that they play up anything they feel might have an adverse effect on Barack Obama, McCain would be at about 10% in the polls. And S writes, are you saying that Obama has to make an ass of himself so the comedians can make jokes at his expense for us to vote for him? This is the dumbest question you've ever come up with. Besides, if I want to laugh, I just watch your show. I think you're hysterical without even trying. If you didn't see your email here, you can go to my blog at CNN.com/Cafferty file. There are hundreds of others posted there. Wolf.
None of us here in the Situation Room takes ourselves all too seriously, Jack. Thank you.
Well, we try not.
That's
not
right.
to.